They don't manage to find anything just yet. Demon's sick. Oh, there's two players there. It's Fur and coldzera. Definitely not a duo you want to go running into on your lonesome.
T's starting things off pretty slow into this round. They are waiting patiently for any sort of aggression that will be coming in. And as of yet, the CT side are not really offering themselves up. They do have a little bit of utility onto Fallen, so he could even slow the push down if they do opt to go in this direction. Actually, a couple of smokes, likely to be throwing one in over towards the coffins and then the other just to try and block off Fallen completely. He's going to be throwing out the pop flash, but actually he gets blocked a little bit by the smoke. Luckily, Stewie is in the back lines to already kick things off with the opening frag. Takes some damage, but he's just going ham at the moment. Third kill already. There's only two remaining as the full rotation is coming. Okay, he's run out of bullets, but somehow he will survive. And a fourth for Stewie as well. Not a bad start for the new boy on the block. And SK, they have themselves that pistol round.
That is a good sign, Tom. That's what SK need. They need to have some of these key components stepping up within the roster. And Stewie just decimating Avangar on the push on in. That's what we need to be seeing. 4 kills from him. I mean, remember, that's kind of the reason he was brought into this roster. They're like, okay, we look at, like, you know, one of the most promising and consistent players in North America. Let's get him in our roster, you know, and then we can make this this like super team around it. And if you recall, like when he joined, everyone kind of dropped off. Like, you know, you have the communication change and everything. But if he can start to awaken, I think the rest of the guys, like, it all just flows quite naturally from then on in. So this round, just going to be the force buyout from Avangar. Ooh, bolts. He's certainly not going to be peeking that again as he gets tagged down to 33 HP. 4 players for SK inside of this A bomb site. You can see that they've rotated Fallen on round from the B bomb site, leaving Stu there all on his lonesome.
Yeah, interestingly, he's actually playing like quite a passive angle. So for the CT side, there's not a whole lot of information. It will just come down to him having to mow them down. And because of this, we are going to actually see rotation back. Now, the T's still look pretty dedicated towards this A side of the map. And it's going to be the SMG up close. We know how deadly these pistols can be, but not on the first. Spray down does lots of damage, but it's actually Jane with the Glock to be able to trade one back. Fur goes for further aggression and is met with a deagle shot as well. So this round definitely isn't over just yet. And Bolts is already tagged from the initial engagement. So he's got to be pretty careful here. Utility being expended, but he sat in that smoke surviving.
He most certainly is. Surviving, though, is certainly not thriving. Fallen going to arrive in the bomb site. Actually falls at the hands of Buster, who, if you recall, yesterday was a key component for Avangar's victory. And in the blink of an eye, it's all onto Stewie. He was the star in the pistol round. Now he's going to do it once again. But the bomb is all the way over at B. This is all an elaborate ruse. Now, this could be good, but it could be bad. Buster rotates round. Stewie's going to be right behind him. Buster, well, he's going to fall. That leaves it onto Jame with the CZ. 100 HP, no armor, because, of course, he's the AWPer for the team. He's trying to save up some extra money, so aim punch is going to play into this. And Stewie, so many angles to clear. Up through Banana he goes. You can see Jame holding the flank round. Here's the nade go off. Now anticipates that the last man's coming in from Banana. He's on the bomb. Jame peeking out. There's no kit on Stewie. There's no time left. James played this perfectly. And he might even find the frag at the very end. He's not going to. Stewie does survive. But Avangar, they're able to secure themselves that second round force buy and steal away the anti-eco from SK Gaming.
Yeah, the kit definitely becoming a bit of a problem here. And I wonder if the CT side will force into this. They really don't have much in terms of cash anyway, so I wouldn't be overly surprised to see some sort of an investment here. We're going to have an SMG dropped over to Fur, who, well, we do know that he loves this MP9, so maybe a bit of aggression will come out from him. And the rest of the team are going to buy out behind it. So Stewie, currently 7-0 at the moment. But it wasn't quite enough. And now the T's, at least in terms of the buy, are going to be in the driver's seat. They've even had that extra saved money invested into an AWP from Jame. But there's still some limitations to their buy. They're definitely not out of the woods just yet.
Well, pushing up here over towards the top of Banana. That's where Stewie, coldzera, and Fallen currently reside. James got the AWP out now, interestingly enough. bringing it in against the Force-Spike. Doesn't have head armor, so he's extremely vulnerable to everything on this SK Gaming side. A quick double from him over here towards the top of Banana. He's got out of found Fallen Cold Zera. That's prompted the rotation in from Bolt and Fur. No, first frag going to come out from Stewie. That, of course, is the orb drop. That's the lack of head armor coming into this round, as I just mentioned. Quicker going to be quick to try and pick up the orb, but now they divert back here towards the A-bomb site. But SK Gaming, they've read this well. They're already rotating everyone round in towards A. Bolt's can hear all the footsteps coming his way. Now Quicker, first man in, tag down low. That's him falling. And Bolt's just trying to buy time. Does do damage. Is going to fall at the hands of Chris, and now leaving Fur and Stewie in the hot seat. They try to erect this boost, although the bottom of it gets taken out by Buster. And that's the round. Avangar going to find themselves their second as they convert.
That scoreboard. 8-0 and then 1-1, 1-1. Stewie definitely trying his best, but thus far not been much support behind him. He's at least going to have himself the M4 going into the next round, which is something at least, but it will now mean that Avangar can take the lead, and it will just be Stewie with anything going into the next round. SK really can't afford to invest much money, and well, Avangar definitely going to be pretty happy with that. Their opponent's map choice, they've got off to a strong start. They've managed to build up a little bit of extra economy. That AWP unlikely to be coming in otherwise. And well, all they can really do, drop the extra CZ over to Cold Zera. The rest of the team are just going to save all the cash they can.
Yeah, Stu's going to be given another chance to pad those stats in this round with the M4. Takes it over there towards the B-bomb site. Jane, where's he going with the AWP? He's going to be peeking on through over here towards mid, keeping an eye on any aggression from the SK Gaming side. Sick as well, going to be here to help him out over here in apartments. 4-man stack for SK in the A-bomb site. Fallen is alone on Banana.
Yeah, gambling a bit more heavily over towards the safe side of the map. Again, a sort of slower round from Avangar. They are just waiting patiently, knowing that there won't be too much money here for SK, so don't really have to go for anything crazy in this round. And the CT side are starting to double back. They've actually brought the rifle with them, so maybe there is a chance for Stewie to at least try and do some damage, not allow Kazakhstanian side to build up any extra cash, because, well, you don't want them getting a huge bank over that side. Fallen looking for a little bit of a peek. Now Stewie's still going to be up above. They've got to be wary of this, and pre-fired straight out of there. That rifle is going to have no impact in the round. Quick, easy execution for Avangar. And while Fur may even want to just consider saving this extra rifle, something to bring into the next. They don't have a huge amount of money anyway. He's somewhat trapped though, left praying in the church. He is not spotted. Cold still has the CZ, and well, will manage to get one. Actually, Fur catches another, so they're at least making things a little bit more costly. However, him getting out of here. How is this happening? Like, how are they killing off all of these players? They've actually got a smoke. Yeah, Fur's going to try and get on the bomb. This is starting to get a little bit ridiculous. If they actually manage to win this round, this will be one of the craziest things I think I've ever seen. And I don't know if he's got that. I think that maybe the only thing that could get him is the time. And oh, it is close. But SK, how? How did they win that round?
I mean, they poked the bear. Avangar, you know, you can't do that. You can't give up those duels to SK. They go hunting when there's far too much time left. And you're hunting down pistols, you know, maybe you're feeling a bit confident. And you know, SK, you can't do that to this team. You can't look to humiliate SK, because they will make a fool of you. And now Avangar, they're left red-faced, embarrassed. They just lose that round, a round that they had no business, you know, giving away. That was only USPs they were up against. That 1M4. I think a CZ and Cold Zera as well, and that was it. So, yeah, that's kind of, that's some humiliation for you nice and early in the afternoon. What a way to kickstart. I almost said morning, because that's how bad my life is. It's all going downhill. But here we go. Fallen, holding towards the top of Banana. Flash goes over. Quicker has managed to get by. And now Fallen's, well, he's fallen back.
I genuinely still just don't even understand how that happened, but hey, just SK things, managing to steal around from absolutely nothing. Let's speak about first saving the rifle. He did a little bit more than that, that's for sure.
Yeah, you can kind of see it happening as well, right? Like you can see, like as the first kill goes, you're like, okay, you know, I can't remember who it was. It was Dima Sick with, you know, pushing up with the Galil, and it's like, okay, you didn't need to do that. And then it's like, oh, Buster's done it as well, and it's like, Chris, and come on, bud. Oh, okay, no, everyone's gonna keep chasing, fine. And then it's, you know, just gets worse and worse. And you know, the second you've lost 3 players and they still have like, you know, 3 alive, and you've given them guns, you know, at that point, that's like the okay. Stop now. Like you could tell James, I think it was James last alive, right? He just sat there on banana like, guys, you know, the bomb is, there's still time. But regardless, in this round, Avangar setting up around the A bomb site. They want to try and head on in. Fur, Cold, Zera, and Bolts. Just going to kill everyone. That's pretty much all that's going on in this round. My goodness, that is a literal slaughter that Avangar have just walked into. And now things get scary. There's fist bumps going around on the side of SK. They win an impossible round. Avangar, I would be feeling pretty tilted already, even though it's early days. You give up a round like that, that's not the one that you forget very easily.
Get this man a banana. That's what we need. I
actually saw the meeting a lot. It was Krisen. He took like 4. I'm not even kidding. Like he took like a whole handful.
This was when he was in his hotel room, right?
No, this is just moments ago.
I was hanging outside the window. I was pretending to be a window cleaner.
Okay. On one of those little things. What are they? Like the little you know, like the mechanics. I don't know.
The hand motion you're doing, I am
glad
glad no one else can see that.
You get what I mean, you know. I don't even know what to call them, but yeah. Actually, I can't remember what hotel I was in, but they just had people like basically not like
abseiling.
Yeah, basically abseiling like the building to clean the windows. That was pretty cool. Kind of terrifying at the same time because like a do not disturb sign, you can't do that on a window. There's no do not disturb sign for some guy at your window.
You do have curtains.
Yeah, to be fair, they are the do not disturb sign of the window world.
If you just stand by the window, I feel like you're getting what you deserve. If the window man just has a peek. Either way, it has been an almost flawless round. Cold Zero is the only one to go down. I believe they did have a secondary orb. I think that's gone, but they do have plenty of cash. If they want to buy it back in, they can do that comfortably. And SK have now built themselves a bank that they never should have had. They were already saving money in that sort of eco-round position. They managed to survive with quite a few players as well and steal away some extra weaponry. So, yeah, it's almost like Avangar are wanting to play on a more difficult, well, difficulty. They want to just up their game and try and fight against harder opponents. So what they've done is they've made things even more difficult for themselves. Fur, just doing Fur things, going very aggressively all the way down Banana, and he finds that opener onto Buster. It's not a man that you want to give confidence to because he has abundance of it as it is.
Yeah, Avangar nearly setting up 10 towards A bomb, so already losing that first man down there on Banana, as you say, Buster, who was so key to their game the other day. They're going to actually turn their attention back here towards this B bomb site, but Fallen is up on the half wall, and this is such a great position for finding that first kill and falling back. It's incredibly strong. It's freed up the rotation from Stewie. You can see he's going to start to come back around. Fallen, there's the one shot. Now he incendiaries it and fades off the angle. He's going to actually keep holding it. He's feeling a little bit aggressive in this position. He has been hitting his shots now, so can't say you blame him. Avangar in response back towards A. They now have to try and get past Fur, Cold, Zera, and Bolts. This is no easy task. Fur lies in wait in the cubby. They are wary that this position might house a potential counter-terrorist. Indeed, it does. Stewie, though, he's dropped the bomb out in the open. There's only 30 seconds left, and he's going to decimate both Jame and Quicker. Bolts emerges from the pit. The dispatches of Krisen, and it's another quick, clean round from SK Gaming. As they keep 3 players alive, you can see how much money's building up now on that CT side. $10,000 on 2 of the players. Everyone else a little bit limited, that's fair enough, but still, the 20K between Fallen and Bolts is definitely going to come in handy.
How does Bolts keep ending up with a Galil every single time? I'm pretty sure that he saved an AWP and then somebody else just gave him another Galil, so I don't know. Maybe he just likes that weapon. Not many people would do. It's going to be 5-2 now in favor of SK. As you said, money being built, and again for his confidence plays on different points of the map. He's just being allowed to free roam. And for the T side, it's so difficult to play against. So we've already heard in the interview that Dead actually said, okay, we're actually going to try and just like run over them. Just shut them down before they can get anything going. Now, at least in the early portions of this game, Avangar looked like they got themselves off to a good start, but now this is the thing. Even if does stop the aggression, which I don't think he will. He'll probably just carry on until somebody eventually stops him. But even if he does stop, they're now going to be wary of all of these different angles. And that's the power of Fur, really. It's just, he does things that no one else would do, and so it just slows down a lot of your map-taking potential. Like, you're not going to be just walking into apps going, there'll be nobody up here, or you're not going to push the bottom of banana thinking, there won't be anybody here either. Like, he will take any map control that you don't challenge him for. And because of that, it changes your whole style.
Yeah, I just think, you know, the scary thing is how much confidence we're seeing SK play with. Very rarely do they get to be in this sort of mode anymore, you know, where Fur isn't afraid to go for these, like, really audacious, aggressive plays. Or, you know, we've seen, like, Stewie and Fallen really aggressively taking control of Banana, for example. This time it's coldzera here, important to note. Fallen's actually rotated over here towards A, and there's the nade stack down mid. Gonna net them the early man advantage. James doesn't even get a look into this round. It's his first round in a while with the AWP out here for Avangar.
I think that's 3 rounds back-to-back now that Fur's got the opening kill.
Well, yeah, exactly. And I mean, you know, it's been a while since we've seen him look this confident and actually panning out for him. And you can see the effect it's had in Avangar. They don't look themselves. One of the things that they were so good at yesterday was like setting the tone, setting the pace, going for the aggression. And I think all because of that over-aggression in, like, what, round number 4? Round number 3, was it? I can't, yeah, round number 3. They're just not looking like themselves, you know. Everything they're doing feels like that they're waiting to see what SK do. SK have, like, the pace all in their, you know, the ball's in their court right now. That was a lot of words that didn't mean much, but, you know. Quicker and Buster over here towards B, looking like they want to try their luck inside of this bomb site. That's where Stewie and coldzera reside. Fallen, he was a bit bored of not finding any kills inside of B. He's dropped Dima Sick over at the A bomb site. coldzera shuts down one, and now they try to aggress forward. They do have a smoke for CT, but it's going to plume late, meaning that Stewie and coldzera hold their own at the B bomb site. And now they're up 7-2. Money's ran dry once again for Avangar. I'm going to be honest, it already feels like they're like semi out of this game. Like, and I know it's so early days to call that, but with how SK are playing, this to me was like the thing that we had to see if SK are going to win.
You've gone from, like,
yeah, I know,
so far in the Avangar camp to it being 7-2, and you're already
mate,
giving up.
You saw what I saw in that round where they just gave away that you know, you can already tell like they're struggling to come back from it, Tom. Plus, look at Fur. Look at what he's doing to him.
I'm actually less worried at this point, just because I feel like Inferno, I don't, just the way that I watch Avangar play, I don't feel like Inferno is a map that will necessarily work for them too well. I don't think it has a lot of those sort of individual battles. A lot of it comes into like hard peeking angles and fighting with utility, which I don't think is anything or ever will be a big part of their game. It's a lot about just individual firepower. Now, the second map is Mirage, which is much more inclined for a team like this. I think that's where we'll see the real battle. The only thing is if they get slapped too hard on this one and then just end up being somewhat demoralized.
This is good, though. They find early man advantage. I would love for Avangar, you know, to prove me wrong. Start to pull this one back. That's what I will say. I want this to be a close game.
You called them to win, and now you want them to prove you wrong.
And I think it... Look, Tom, if I was a man of conviction... then
be convicted.
I wouldn't be sitting here with you. Okay, my New Year's resolution was to hang around bad people less, and here I am. So
yeah, you're hanging out with me and Hugo. You've made terrible life decisions.
here's this partial buy for Avangar. Netted in the early man advantage. They're going to go walk in the way of bolts. How did he even manage that frag? And now he's got support from coldzera. coldzera's going to get hacked down. Avangar switching up the pace. Fur's here to help out. And whoop! Crisant, naughty knife down in the pit. How on earth did he manage that? That little samurai down there just chopping people up. And James going to manage a quick double. This is much better. Avangar with a shot of closing around back versus SK. James has to retrieve the bomb. He does have armor. He's going to try and take the fight with Fallen. The smoke's there. There's a slight gap. in the bottom of that smoke as it starts to dissipate. 15 seconds, the bomb's out in the open and Fallen. He's going to look to try and keep an eye on it. James has retrieved the bomb, goes for the bomb plant now. Fallen pushing round, wants to try and take the fight in a second. He gets off the bomb, but James, Fallen has to know he's here. He can see where the bomb is. He hasn't seen him cross anywhere else. Fallen has all the information in the world. That James, he's only got 4 bullets left in the M4. Time working against Fallen, but he's going to find the frag. The defuse will come in, and SK, they're going to secure themselves an 8th round, albeit by the skin of their teeth. And that's what we need to start seeing from Avangar. More rounds. Well, I mean, to be fair, they can make it that competitive, Tom, with just pistols. I'm hoping now in the rifle, we can see the confidence starting to move back their way.
Is that ever really the case, though? Like, I feel like that's one thing in CS that we see more than anything, is that we see a team do well with pistols, and you're like, okay, now they'll do well with the rifles. A lot of the time, you just don't play the same way in those rifle rounds. But with that bomb plant, they've secured everything. They've got full utility. Even the AWPer has everything that he could ever desire. This is the best buy we've seen from Avangar. Avangar?
Avangar.
The Avangars.
The Avangars.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's so good, Tom. You know, we got the boys, that's Renegades, but then we got the Avangars. Is that just them when they're not doing that great?
Well, it hasn't gone well so far, has it? Already utility doing a lot of damage.
It's sad
Fallen
to
as well. And, well, actually, Krisen is going to find himself an open in towards the site. Bolt's ready and waiting, but he can't do anything more either. It's quite a few kills coming in, a flurry of frags as it leaves Octofer to try and defend this site. Does manage to first, but he's got to be very careful. There's a man wrapping around. In fact, heading further in towards that CT spot where Stewie currently waits. He's dead for sure, and that will be a round on the board for Avangar.
Yeah, I mean, maybe now this is where they start to get some rounds on the board once again. That's a nice little placement for the SK side. That should be... Look at that, Tom. It's tranquil. It's nice. It's not too in your face.
It probably is for the neighbors.
There you go. That's a good meme. This is double up setup once again for SK. And Avangar, yeah, that one close pistol around, you start to see some confidence come back. Oh, Coldzera almost gets caught out in mid. Fur's going to take a bullet for him. And now, as they're forced to hold long, it is going to be made that much harder. Fur being tagged up so low. You can see they're falling off the angle. They've had to rotate around Stewie very, very preemptively. And this is going to benefit Avangar quite a bit early on. The amount of doubt it's put in their mind, the fact that they know they're playing with such a big crutch over on the A-bomb site. Avangar is setting up for this B hit, though.
It has been Stewie doing pretty well so far, I'll say, when it has come to these pushes coming in towards B. He's got Fallen to support him as well on that, or playing a fairly aggressive angle, and he will take that opening pick. Now look to expend some utility to try and just slow down any sort of push, and the T's have been stuck in their tracks. And this is where doubt starts to spring into the minds of this T side, but they are just going to look to try and continue the push. Fallen already nets a second, a third as well for Fallen. Fourth not quite going to be there, but to be honest, at this point, it may not matter. The rotation has already come in from the CT side. Stewie actually falls as well to Demasik, who's given this a damn good try. The problem is getting this bomb down is not going to be an easy task. Fur waiting in the back lines, low on HP. We'll know that the bomb's going down. Tries to line up the shot. Can't quite connect, but eventually gets it done. And while Coldzera is there as well to close out this round, it will be a 9th on the board for SK Gaming. Now the T's once again. I think they should have a bye, but they did just win a round and then lose one straight back.
That is going to call their entire economy into question. Well, I think actually both the AWPs were saved and carried forward, so we're going to be moving back into that double AWP setup here for the side of SK. This was SK's map pick, and it's a map that we know they've been trying to get good on for a while. Quicker going to be keeping an eye on Banana. You can see Fallen is posted up there with his AWP. Avangar sticking to this default, trying to go ahead and take control over towards apartments, force out the utility from SK across both bomb sites, and keep them guessing. You can already see Fur having to taper that aggression in a lot more that was working early on. I think that all comes off the back of a few close rounds where they realize now you can't maybe be too audacious versus having a tiny, tiny little gap watched by Cold's Errors, able to find anything on the back of it. And Avangar setting up for what looks like an A hit. They're keeping things pretty basic here, Tom.
Well, yeah, that's something they even spoke about in sort of the interviews as well, is that it's going to be their raw individual skill that gets them through these matches and not necessarily the tactics. The problem is, as said, when it comes down to not having the overwhelming confidence, they do seem to fall, though Demasik definitely still there on the board. Has managed to get himself a few kills in the last couple of rounds. The problem is, there's already a rotation in from the CT side, another smoke, and they've still got to clear Cold, which they failed to do. He'll double down and leave it all onto James. Well, he needs to double his kills here in one round. And the bomb being over towards Pit, I think this may just have to be a save. Now, the fact is the money is completely ruined for Avangar. He's going to be left with a glass cannon AWP. There is absolutely nothing he can do, and oh, God. Did you see what just popped up?
I didn't. It was, oh, that, yeah, okay. I couldn't actually tell what was going on because of the angle of which
it's
I'm viewing this
A-OK,
monitor.
basically.
Whew, that's nice. That's a spicy one, Tom. That's what we call that in the industry. That is a spicy meme ball. Yeah, so...
Is that what we call it in the industry? Or is that just what you call it?
That's what we call it, Tom.
Because I've never said that in my
well,
life.
you know, one thing I'm happy with right now is Fur. Like, this resurgence from him. Because it was never nice seeing Fur's like aggression not working, you know what I mean? Like there's been that time recently where he's been struggling a lot and it feels like he's really not putting up the numbers that we're used to seeing. He's 18-6 right now. And I mean, it's not even like he's a one-trick pony in that regard, you know? It's like he's not only just working with the aggression, you know? He's been so good in the clutch scenarios, he's been good at holding down the bomb sites, he's been doing it all for SK. And he's got a supporting cast around him in the form of Stewie and Fallen, for example. I've really enjoyed watching these guys. Cold Zero is having a great game as well. Bolts had those footsteps. Gonna take a peek in. Now he does lose Fur. Fur is the first to fall. But Cold Zero and Bolts, they've instantly reclaimed the man advantage here for SK. They're looking good.
Yeah, CT side already with such an inherent advantage. Now, what has come to pass that they managed to pick up a couple of weapons along the way. Quicker actually doesn't have any armor still, so this is still a pretty weak position for these remaining players. Fallen going to be set up alone over towards this B site, but just holding the angle. Won't miss that shot. He's actually just going to opt to fall back, but nobody really aggressing too far just yet. You'd expect Fallen to also hit the second shot if anybody does come his way, and well, then it comes down to very little indeed. Chris is actually going to be trying to pick the angle, but as said, yeah, Fallen's not going to be missing that one, and James is left alone with 30 seconds left. I almost wonder if he'll just opt to save again, bring the AWP into the next round. It's not been any extra money made from him, although he'd need quite a few AWP kills to be able to afford Kevlar. The fact is, he just doesn't really have any time. He's only got 15 seconds to actually get towards this site. I just don't really think this is worth it. Does manage to take a nice shot onto Stewie. He is going to try and actually push forward towards the site. The problem is, it's just no way he's getting this bomb down.
Well, Tom, you know, you said it and it came true. And that there makes me think that you are some sort of witch.
Now he's got no money.
Yeah, no, to be fair, he wouldn't have been looking too great anyway.
He would have had a glass cannon AWP.
He would have had the glass cannon AWP. It was questionable, but you understand the reason for doing so. You saw how much money was left there across the board. If he gets the bomb down, that's an extra $800. Suddenly you're in a situation where you could have, you know, 2 players drop over AKs or something. You can actually get, like, a few rifles bought up, so it would have been a better buy. I can get behind the decision-making there. But it doesn't pan out for him. And now 11-3 reads the scoreline for SK. For those of you who are just joining us, this is map 1 in this best of 3. This is SK Gaming's map pick over on Inferno. And this is, of course, in the 1-0 bracket. So, in this round, Avangar. They're going to lose quicker very, very early on to Stewie over here at top banana. He's not done yet. He's going to keep staying aggressive. He's tagged up. Whoop. Fallen. Oh,
Ooh.
goodness. Buster's got a double. And now suddenly things get a little bit dangerous. There's guns to be retrieved over here at the top of Banana. Pressure's on, but there's Fur once again alleviating the pressure. Demasik going to try and get the trade. Does manage to find him. Bolts not going to get there in time, and Krisen has snuck out on the balcony. coldzera has picked up Buster inside of the B bomb site, so the bomb is going to head in towards apartments. Bolts has dropped it, and now it falls to Krisen in a 1v2. He knows where Bolts is. He tags him up. Bolts is just going to hide, wait for this rotation in from coldzera. Krisen makes it the 1v1. And now has to try and topple the in-game leader, one of the best players in the world. coldzera has that AWP in hand. We know this man is now the brains, but he's got to be the brawn. One shot from either party is all it takes in this situation. coldzera doesn't have a smoke for the bomb. Krisen's repositioned up into apartments. The bomb is planted for him. coldzera is sticking it. Krisen going to take the peek and finishes him off. So Avangar, they're able to find a fourth round at the very end, thanks to the 1 versus 2 from the man on your screens right now, Krisen. He locks in that fourth round. Avangar, they could still save this one, Tom. 11-4 isn't disastrous. It's going to put that much more emphasis on this first pistol round in the second half.
Yeah, a decent round for Avangar to steal away, but they're still in a hefty detriment. I think the pistol is a must if they are going to be able to bring this one back. Otherwise, you'd have to assume that SK will be able to take them away. Odds coming in from Loot Bet as well. I think that's pretty fair. 106. You're not going to make a huge amount of money betting on this now unless you put a huge amount of money down, because SK are firmly in the driver's seat. 11-4 up. They go into the T-side pistol. They win this, and again, pretty much put to bed. But here is something for confidence. The CT side have gone pushing all the way down the bottom of middle. Not the bottom of middle. And it will be Demasik to already kick things off. It's going to meet his demise. Another one for Krisen as well. They're at least making things work in the CT pistol. And after taking the early frags, they're actually just going to look to try and fall back, rotate a little bit over towards that B site, just because the Ts are likely to try and take some control there. And Quicker has already got his running shoes on to try and make his way back towards the site. Buster has had his moments, is going to be sat in the backlines, and they're really relying on Stewie here to try and find some sort of kill, but it isn't looking too good at the moment. Buster with a great shot, can't quite get himself the second. The bomb needing to be planted just to try and give them something to go into the next round with, and at least put the clock up against Avangar. But already coldzera is going to meet his doom as well. Stewie left into a 1 versus 4. It's not going to happen. A decent pistol round coming in from Avangar. Okay, the bomb goes down, so that's something at least for SK, but at least the CT side have given themselves something to play around.
Yeah, most certainly does, but let's not forget, Tom, we saw Avangar win the pistol in the very, very first half. Rather, we didn't, actually. We saw them steal back the force buy. And the same thing could happen to them. You know, yeah. It's still pretty fresh in your mind, some of the rounds that were given away when they didn't need to be. Doubt could be plaguing this Avangar roster. The thing is, with the bomb plant, the decision now becomes for SK. Do they force buy in this round to try and take an early advantage, and indeed they do. I like this. This is confidence from SK. You know, you can understand why they do it. After the success they found in the previous half, Dima going to get tagged down low over here in apartments. Now, for those of you just joining us, of course, it was Avangar winning the pistol. This means SK, they get $800 extra, Tom. You know this, I know it. It means that they can buy in round number 3. They can get rifles, armor, have like a decent buy, or you can go for a force buy now and have that much more to work with. And they've gone for that. You can see they've got 4 smokes, 2 Molotovs, 3 flashbangs, pretty much enough to go for a default. Or rather an execute. And yeah, smoke goes down over here at long. That's actually a pretty good, I mean, you see they throw out that 1 Molotov, and that's actually cost Avangar 2 smokes in response. And that now leaves them with just the 1 on Buster, who currently is inside of that B bomb site. So there's no more smokes left over here on A.
Not so much in terms of utility. They still have the advantage in weaponry already. Quicker going to kick things off. Got support from Jame as well. Okay, Fallen will be able to get himself 1, but the rotation of that rifle is back. The problem is they've actually been baited a little bit as the push now comes in towards that B site. Buster isn't going to be able to be isolated, although Fallen has picked up a smoke along the way. The problem is he's nowhere near the action. They either have to wait or take this man down, and the fact is they cannot take him down. Buster, with a double, has put this round to bed. It's only going to be Fallen remaining, and he gets all 3 frags. 11-6, Avangar break the force, and now it is just going to have to be a patient round from SK Gaming as they cannot afford to invest.
Yeah, it's a pretty bitter pill to swallow if you're SK. They're just going to have to take the eco here. They still get that buy in round at number 4. But this is just a chance now for Avangar to make some money on that MP9. Of course, James is the AWPer, so every kill is $600 he gets with this weapon, which is going to be well, invaluable when it comes to getting that AWP out early on here over on the CT side. Dima's the man to open up, though. He does get brought down low by the Glocks and P250 on SK. That's going to make him a little bit more vulnerable. Any damage that SK can do in this scenario is... Ooh, Crizzen. There is a smoke there. Little spray to find himself that one. They do lose James down in mid before he gets any work done with the MP9. But they know they don't have to pick this fight versus coldzera. Any more damage he does, you know, starts to become a bit problematic if you really lose 2 players. Ooh, they're going to lose 2 players. Now, Tom, you remember when Avangar gave away that round through just overfacing? I think they finally, I was going to say they finally learned the lesson. They start to re-aggress now, Banana. You understand more so why they do it here. It is a 1v3, very unlikely. But I start to get a little bit worried in those sort of situations after what we saw last time.
Here we go. Double up setup straight in for the CTs. They're going to try and do exactly what was done to them. T-side got their AK-47s, decent amount of utility behind it as well, so definitely not the worst buy in the world. James go for the aggressive peek and actually not going to be able to find that opening kill. It's 8 HP for Fur, a lot of damage done, but damage isn't really going to help this CT side out too much. Buster looking to try and re-aggress, wanting to get a pick back into this round. However, it doesn't look like there's going to be much of an opening here. And the T's seem to be gathering in towards this A site, with both players currently on the arch side. So this could be a big problem for them. The incendiary will at least buy them a little bit of extra time. We are just going to have a little bit of a push coming back in. Crizzen waiting on the angle. And he's actually the only person anywhere near this site. He's got so much left to do. And I feel like this gamble may just end up with them saving whatever they can, because he really has to find a few frags here. Anything can be done, and it's not going to happen. Remaining players probably just going to hold on to what they've got. And T-side will have the A site.
Yeah, they will get this. And yeah, for Avangar, you understand the gamble. If they go towards B, you've got 3 players there at least, so you can repel any sort of offensive. And as you say, now that they've headed in towards this A-bomb site, they will just elect to hold on to this. They keep the AWP, they keep the M4s into the next round. Plenty of utility as well. They can scrape together a buy into round number 20. But that's going to be the 12-7 scoreline now for SK Gaming here in map number 1. There are still potentially 2 more maps after this one. This is the map pick of SK. After this, well, it'll be Mirage, and that's the map pick of Avangar.
T-side not only winning themselves a first round onto this board, but also actually going to do it flawlessly. Not a single player lost in this round for the T's, so SK actually going to be in a pretty good state overall. CT side, they do have enough money that they can still invest into this one, so it's not going to be the end of the world. So now we have double op setup coming in once again. James actually only on 5 kills at the moment. The AWP definitely not having the impact that is needed. On the other side, Fallen has definitely had a few rounds that are worth mentioning. Either way, we're going to see if they can continue to take this map over the line, or if Avangar are going to have some sort of resurgence here. Fallen once again looking for this opening pick, but the CT side have gone far more passive. Well, Avangar, I do wonder if they're a little bit fretful about taking some of these aggressive peaks. It's something that you sort of come to expect from them. We saw it yesterday when they played. They were very, very confident in a lot of the pushes that they take. Maybe Inferno, not a map that they feel as comfortable on, but at the same time, they just seem very, very passive.
Yeah, indeed they do. You can see 3 players over here towards this A bomb site. SK not quite making the mind up where they're going to head just yet. You mentioned quiet performance from James. I think a lot of that comes from over on the T side. He was the first man to fall a lot, and also AWPing on the T side on Inferno is much, it was considerably harder than the CT side. See, Buster's now donning an AWP as well for Avangar. He's found that first frag over here towards B onto Stewie. That has meant that SK Gaming, they've made up their mind. They're going to head over here towards the A-bomb site. Well, they will be walking into James and Crizzen. Now, important thing to know is Dima6 started to rotate away. This only leaves 2 players here. And this was just a gut instinct rotation, but Crizzen, my goodness, he doesn't have guts. He's got heads as he takes 2 off. He might even go back for a little bit more. Coldzera is there, and a triple kill from Crizzen. Fantastic stuff. So my voice almost gives out, and it's going to be Avangar fighting an 8th round. Very little money here for SK Gaming. They can go for the buy. They can get rifles across the board. Stu's going to take a hit as well by getting the Galil along with Fallen. So there's still utility on those 2 players there. AKs for everyone else.
Thing is, at this point, Avangar aren't even that far away. 4 rounds is the difference. They're building into the CT side. They are a team of just talented individuals who we saw in that round just pretty much sat back, played more patiently, and just waited for SK to push into the angles. And, well, if they can continue to just do these more basic strategies, in this round at least, they're looking to try and take a bit more control of Banana. Okay, they've only lost a couple of players here, and that may actually be their undoing. Bolts looking for some sort of opener. Already the arch side control has been taken, and James has to be pretty careful here. In fact, it's Crizzen to actually fall. And James is going to be the only defender of this site. He manages one, but Bolts is very quick to make sure that trade comes in. And Coldzera executes the first as they try for a rotation. The remaining 2 CT players may actually just want to hold on to their guns, as already this round is done. Still money is there. Buster, Crizzen, comfortable and quicker, could even afford a rifle for himself as well, or he could be dropped one by Dima6, so still not the end of the world for Avangar. And the fact is the Ts are yet to build up too much cash of their own, so this is actually a good chance for Avangar to reset them once again. The problem is they lose the next round, and this map is looking like it's done.
Still, this has been a back and forth slog for either team at this point in time. You see the investment coming in from Avangar. They are going to have a buy here. Once again, moving into that double AWP setup between James and Buster. Right now, they're lacking, not licking, they're lacking. Maybe they do that, but yeah, no, right now they're lacking a clear kind of carry on the team. There's no one really putting up these insane numbers.
It would have been better with the other word.
Yeah.
They're licking a clear carry on the team. That's his reward.
A nice little...
nice little lick.
Nice little lick, yeah. There you go, dude. You play well today.
If that was my team, I think I'd play worse.
On purpose?
Yeah, I don't want that sort of...
Don't want that pressure?
No. Well, I don't want that reward. Either way.
Really? No, you know, everyone... well, yeah, no, let's just... Yeah, let's carry on the round. I think we're going the right way. Here's James and Buster. Look at them go with the AWPs. Oh, I love to see it. Buster's over here at the B-bomb site. And that's going to free up an extra man to rotate over the way, you can see. That hasn't been what's happened. There's 4 players inside of the A bomb site. SK taking their time in this round, and it's another very, very slow default, trying to hope that Avangar make a mistake early on, and they haven't. They haven't gone aggressive anywhere. They've been playing super passive, and that's countered this strategy from SK perfectly, as now they set up for the B bomb site play. They're taking a gamble, just as they think they've got this one sussed out. Quicker takes the aggressive peek into mid. Now Buster's going to emerge from the coffins, and he is a dead man walking. coldzera's going to find him. Now smoke starts to dissipate in CT. Demasig gets tagged on the cross back. coldzera's been spotted. He's doing so much damage. He's fully flashed, and he's still finding kills. Bolt's going to help him out now by finally converting onto Dima, and now it is just Jame. 1v3, 7 kills to his name. He's not been having the game of his life today, and he's just going to have to concede this round the way of SK, retreat with that AWP. SK Gaming going to move on to a 14th here on Inferno, meaning they're 1 away from map point.
How does Cold jump from one to the other backwards while shooting and then manage to get himself a kill? Just filth, and while he is the man to turn this round on its head. Currently 23-11. Definitely having a good performance for SK Gaming, which is something that's needed at the moment, because although it's been, well, they're clearly in the lead, it's not been dominant, and Avangar definitely looked like they could have had a foothold in this half. Now things become a bit sketchy, but because they don't want to allow things to hit that 15th round, we are going to see an investment in rifles, at least on a couple of players, but the rest of them not with too much. And the T's, of course, with their flawless buy for definitely quieting down since we saw him over on the previous half, but luckily with Cold lighting up the scoreboard, it doesn't seem to matter. 2 rounds needed for SK to take this first map and move on to Mirage with an advantage, but Jame, at least that 1 AWP is going to find the opening pick.
Chris and Adema still aren't done with the aggression over here in apartments either, and SK have no information what's going on. The one thing is Avangar gambling once more. The gamble just looks like it's not paid off for them. Demasig, so much on his plate. Holding the angle, going to get spotted out by Stewie, but are they ready for Crizzen? He's the man that could make all the difference here, flanking in late from behind. Stewie's keeping an eye on it, but just as he turns away, Crizzen now emerges. There's 1 kill, Falling, going to trade it back straight away. And it's a 3-on-3 for Avangar. Everyone rotating in from that B bomb site. The bomb is going to go down, and once again, it's a situation where you could save, but that would mean giving SK Gaming map point here on Inferno. They're going to try and go for it. They've spotted out Fallen. They forced him off the angle. Now the 3-on-3. 2 incendiaries, a smoke, a flashbang, and a nade. Plenty to get this done over on the side of Avangar, but they have to move swiftly. Time's already ticked down quite low. Fallen's flashed off the angle. Fur now emerges from the pit to try and help them out. And this crossfire is incredibly strong, but there's Jame with the big shot. It's coldzera and Fallen, and they line up for Cold. SK Gaming 15-8. Map point going to go their way. And Avangar, with no money now, looking at the future, they're going to have to force buy into what could be their last round in this map.
Yeah, definitely not the best buy to be trying to fight things back with. It is going to be a Mag 7, a CZ, a Deagle. Does Demasig even have anything? Oh no, he's been dropped to UMP. Okay, not the worst in the world, but yeah, this buy is not a pretty one, and SK Gaming are left with a 4 buy. They're even going to do a little bit of damage to coldzera to try and handicap him for this round, because he has been playing so incredibly well. Well, CT side, their response, try and take some apps control. Looking like Bolts may get a nasty surprise if he does go pushing any further. In the meantime, the T's have taken some control of Banana, and there isn't much of a challenge here at all. This is, of course, based off the weaponry that's available to Avangar. They can't really afford to go too aggressive here. They don't have the range. They don't have the utility. So just trying to hope that they can catch somebody out in those apartments. That's where the real play is coming in. And as of now, the T's are just waiting, being patient, hoping that somebody fights the angle for them. But as of yet, all they've really done is burn the clock. Here comes Demasig, though. Bolts waiting on the angle. Not going to move, but actually Demasik will find the opener. That's an AK-47 into his hands. In the meantime, the Twitch attempts to come in, and nothing can be done by Fur. Maybe this is not done quite yet. However, Buster looking tempted to try and rotate away. There isn't actually a smoke for the cross either, so the T side, they've got no utility.
Yeah, this could be a very, very bad round for SK. As you say, that's going to be their main issue, the lack of utility. Also, Buster and Quicker here looking to try and spice things up. Doesn't force Quicker out, but the bullets from coldzera certainly do. He's going to find himself another double at the very end. So once again, Tom, for Avangar to stay in this, it comes down to a 3 versus 3 in the retake. A Mag 7, 2 AKs, this time only 1 nade and that 1 flash that was just expended. Down on Banana to try and make it happen. The bomb is down. coldzera, 3rd kill of the round, going to get dealt with by Crizzen. They didn't spot out Stewie, and Fallen, players coming his way. He's going to delete 1 man, leaving it now on Adema. And a 1v2, the bomb ticking down. He's going to tap it out. Fallen takes the peak, and Fallen shuts him down. 16-8, the game is going to go the way of SK here in map number 1. And what a performance it was from them. Fur was feeling